The turn of the millennium was a very significant one for Roma as a football club. They'd previously gone almost 2 decades without winning a league title, with their last one coming in the 1982-83 season. At the time of recording, Roma is the 5th most successful football club in Italy. They've won 15 trophies, right behind rivals Lazio, who have won 16. That Serie A trophy win in 2001 remains one of the most significant trophies for them though, especially in modern history. It wasn't exactly a classic underdog tale, but it's still pretty interesting. For context, let's start with the club's management from the 97-98 season. Zdenek Zeman was appointed as manager that year, and he didn't do badly at all. In fact, the 4th position that he guided the club to was their highest finish in a decade. The club decided to let Zeman go the following year. They'd finished 5th in the league table, 5 points less than they had the previous season. That, combined with the fact that serial winner Fabio Capello was available, led to Zeman's sacking. Capello's appointment was still seen as a bit of a gamble at the time. He'd done really well with Real Madrid and in his first stint with AC Milan, but he'd had a horror season in his second stint. In fact, he'd been out of a job for a year before Roma signed him up. But that gamble paid off big time. When Capello joined the club owner Franco Sensi immediately showed that he had complete faith in his new manager by making funds available for the purchase of new players to rebuild the squad. The key signings in Capello's first year in charge were Vincenzo Montella from Sampdoria for €25.82 million and Hidetoshi Nakata for €21.69 million. Montella proved to be a star signing, netting 18 goals in 31 games in his first season as Roma finished 6th in the league. Despite the apparent lack of improvement from the previous season, Sensi kept the faith and threw more money at Capello for transfers for the next year. They spent €97.4 million on new players, bringing their total transfer spend within Capello's first 2 years in charge up to €166 million. Some of those new signings were Walter Samuel, Jonathan Zabina and Gabriel Batistuta, signed for €20.8 million, €18.4 million and €36.15 million, respectively. Batistuta in particular was a high-profile signing with a huge reputation as a prolific goalscorer. He repaid the faith with 20 goals in only 28 league games that year. More often than not, Capello favoured a 3-4-1-2 or slightly modified 3-5-2 formation. It allowed him to use the strengths of the squad as well as possible, especially in the attacking areas. Francesco Totti usually played slightly behind the 2 main forwards, Batistuta and Del Vecchio, supported on the flanks by wingbacks Candelar and Cafu. Zanetti and Tomasi formed a strong double pivot in midfield ahead of 3 defenders, Samuel, Zabina and Antonio Carlos Zago. Occasionally, Aldair would get a game in there too. Granted, Roma spent a lot of money to achieve what they did that year, but the manner by which they achieved it was still impressive, particularly with their league form. In 34 league games, the team only lost 3 times. All those losses came in away games on the road against Inter, AC Milan and Fiorentina. They went unbeaten at home in 17 games, conceding only 14 goals and scoring 33. An average of 2.41 points out of 3 at home is seriously impressive. Away form was not so bad either. They won 10 games, drew 4 and lost 3 for an average of 2 points per game. One of those draws was a particularly crucial game against Juventus on matchday 29. Roma came into the game at the top of the table with 5 games to spare, but Juventus were hot on their tails in second place. If they had lost this game and other results had remained the same, Juventus would have won the league. 6 minutes into the game, Juventus were already 2-0 up, courtesy of goals from Alessandro Del Piero and Zinedine Zidane. That scoreline remained unchanged until the 78th minute, when the home fans must have been dreaming of snatching the top spot from Roma. But it wasn't to be. Remember one of Capello's first signings, Hidetoshi Nakata? He came on as a sub for Totti and started the comeback, with a 79th minute strike to give I Giallorossi some hope. A late equaliser from Montella, another one of those first couple of signings, snatched that vital point from Juventus and sent the team on their way to winning the league with their own destiny in their hands. They did draw 2 of the 5 remaining games against Milan and Napoli, but Juventus also dropped points, so 3 wins extra was enough to keep them at bay. All that money spent got Roma the players they needed, but the strength of the team on their own turf, in front of their own fans, got them over the line as league champions. After their title success, Hidetoshi Nakata was sold to Parma for €28.4 million and Christian Zanetti to Inter for €11 million. But the club managed to hold on to the rest of their best players. They came close to winning the league again the next season, agonisingly finishing second with only 1 point separating them from winners Juventus. Fabio Capello stayed with the club for 2 more years after that, winning the Italian Super Cup in the 01-02 season before moving to Juventus in 2004. Since then, Roma have won 3 major trophies: the Italian Cup in 06-07 and 07-08, and the Italian Super Cup in 07-08. All under the management of Luciano Spalletti. The club have not been doing shabbily by any means, but they're still some way off of being genuine title contenders again. The appointment of Jose Mourinho as their manager in 2021 is a little similar to the move for Capello back in 1999. He has a reputation as a serial winner, but that reputation has suffered a hit with underwhelming spells at Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. Perhaps a case of déjà vu for Iggy Alarossi? I guess we'll see.
There's something about an underdog story that tugs on the heartstrings of a true football fan. The license to dream, the thrill of the journey, and the taste of unexpected success. We know you love these stories too, so we've stacked them in one place for you. The book, Soccer's One-Hit Wonders. Relive all the drama, plot twists, and incredible events from some of the game's most memorable underdog league title wins. Check out the link in the description below. If you want your own visual football player card displayed at the end of each video, you can back us now on Patreon. Patreon is a platform that allows you, the viewers, to support content creators like us so they can create quality content for you. Link in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified every time we release a new video.